Hey, how's it going everyone? Welcome back to another video, and today we have ourselves the Amazon Basics keyboard and mouse set. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So I have actually got these things a while back just to see how good the quality is from Amazon Basics in terms of PC peripherals, and I was surprised that they're not bad. In fact, it's a pretty good value if you're looking for a simple keyboard and mouse combo. Do I recommend it for gaming? No, just don't do it. Especially if you're looking to do any competitive gaming, I'd probably not recommend these. But for casual gaming, you could probably get away with it, and we'll talk about it in just a bit here. So the keyboard here, let's go ahead and just unpeel it. So as you can see, it is a glossy finish, and it doesn't look that bad. Of course, it's going to be filled up with dust pretty quickly and micro scratches, but that's fine. The typing experience is pretty good. In fact, you can easily distinguish each keys, and the layout is pretty standard. The backspace is full-sized, and you got everything where you'd expect it to be. In fact, you also have some really useful functions that most keyboards don't even have, or they're pretty annoying, or you'd have to use an FN function to get to it. And that would be some simple volume controls, including a calculator button. But you also do have an explorer button right over here, which is pretty useful if you ask me. So how is the build quality? Well, although it is flexible, it does feel like a pretty good keyboard. It does not bend all that much. And overall, it is a pretty solid keyboard, and I really have no complaints here. You got solid rubber feet, they're not going to move, so they're not changeable, they're not height adjustable. So it's going to be really hard to actually break the keyboard, and the keys here are very secure, and it's going to take quite a lot of force to actually get them out of here. So if you're getting this for a kid's computer, then this might be a good option. Other than that, I really have no complaints about this keyboard. Yes, it's glossy, yes, it does have an Amazon Basics logo, but overall, it is a pretty good keyboard. Now, can you use it for gaming? Yes, you kinda can. If you're just doing some casual gaming or RTS games, you're gonna be just fine. I have tested it with Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and overall it was pretty good. You can still get all the keys that you need pressed all at the same time. So you could be pressing Control, A, W, and spacebar all at the same time, and you won't have any interference. But again, I have tested most of the main combinations that you'd be using for mostly FPS games, and I did not have much of an issue. So it's not a terrible keyboard, and it just feels pretty good to type on. They have done a pretty good job here. And if you have any questions about this keyboard, you can let me know in the comment section below. Now, moving on to the mouse, it's actually pretty okay. It's not terrible. It doesn't have mouse acceleration. In fact, it has 1000 DPI listed on the website. And if you take a look at the back, here we have 3 skates, 2 in the front and 1 big one on the back. And if you take a look at the sensor, it looks like they actually turned it 90 degrees sideways. And it's kind of weird, never seen this on a mouse, but it doesn't seem like it actually affects anything in terms of usability. And overall, no complaints in terms of a basic wired mouse. So, how is the build quality? Well, it's actually pretty good. In fact, the texture on the back here kind of reminds me of the same material that is used on the tops of ThinkPad laptops. A soft touch rubber material that feels really nice on the hands. On the side here has a nice texture. It's not too smooth, it's not too rough, it's just okay. And the buttons here are consistent, they're very clean, they're separated from the main body, and they have more of a soft click. The scroll wheel is pretty fast and accurate, and it actually scrolls pretty quickly. If you're looking for a Reddit mouse, then this might be it, and it clicks like every other mouse. And in terms of actual grip, it's more of a claw grip, as you guys can see. And size-wise, it is a small to medium mouse, but overall, it's not a terrible mouse to use. It's pretty good, it's pretty comfortable, and at the end of the day, it's going to be a cheap mouse that's going to get the job done. And if you're wondering, it weighs about 60 grams, which is pretty light. If you're someone who's into modding, then this might be a good mouse to take it apart and play around with and install your own sensor inside of it. And with that said, how's it for gaming? Well, if you're playing Overwatch or CSGO, just make sure you don't try to go too low in terms of sensitivity in game, because if you go too low and you try to swipe too quickly, the mouse will of course spin out, and that would mean that the sensor will not read what's going on and it would jitter around the screen, and you don't want that. High sensitivity is okay, low not so much. And lastly, the cables here are pretty good as well. They're about 4 feet long, and they're just simple cables that are going to get the job done. And the mouse cable, if you're wondering, is a bit thinner. So anyways guys, that is actually pretty much it for this video. This has been a pretty good experience with the Amazon Basics keyboard and mouse set. Do I recommend them? I would say yeah, if you're looking for a cheap keyboard and mouse that's going to get the job done and it's not going to be too terrible, they're going to be pretty good. If you try to game with these, just don't expect too much. I wouldn't recommend using these for gaming, but for anything else like browsing, editing videos, and if you're someone who just really wants to cut costs and you want to get either one of these, well, I'd probably recommend the keyboard over the mouse here. If you're planning to do any competitive gaming, I would recommend getting a proper mouse. The keyboard will definitely get you through, but again, in the long run, you're going to definitely want to get yourself a better responsive keyboard that's not going to lock up when you're pressing too many buttons at the same time. So anyways guys, that is actually pretty much of this video, so hopefully this helped you out. If you have enjoyed this video, let me know, hit the like button, and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care everyone.